pet peeve of mine in the Christian anime community are people trying to tell other Christians what anime not to watch because of whatever reason that they give.
I disagree. This is a sickness of the highest order.
And some of them are legit, right? Anime has some wild stuff in it, and if you can't handle it, maybe it's not the best for you. You should definitely use your discernment. Some people don't struggle with the same things that you do, and that's okay. Anime has different genres and stories and characters, at least something that most people can enjoy. And just because it's not sanitized the way you would like it, doesn't mean that it's bad or that you're opening yourself up to demons or some nonsense like that. But I do think Paul says this later in Romans. So then let us pursue what promotes peace and what builds up one another. Do not tear down what God's work because of food. Everything is clean, but it is wrong to make someone fall by what he eats. It is a good thing not to eat meat or drink wine or do anything that makes your brother or sister stumble. Whatever you believe about these things, keep between yourself and God. Blessed is the one who does not condemn himself by what he approves, but whoever doubts stands condemned if he eats, because his eating is not from faith, and everything that is not from faith is sin. Most anime have a storyline that has a meaning behind it that, to be honest, Christians can use to their advantage. Themes that are often displayed in the Bible, not to condemn them, but to expose something about God, humans, salvation, redemption, whatever it may be. Take, for example, Shield Hero. Shield Hero Season 1 starts out with a guy who is transported to this other world to help save that world from its evils. In the first few episodes, dude is casted out and hated because he got falsely accused of misconduct. Towards the end of Season 1 and later into Season 2, the Shield Hero ends up becoming a hero that the kingdom needs and saves everyone. And that reminds me of the Joseph story of how God providentially was over his circumstances to help save his family from peril and famine. Or Dragon Ball Z and how everyone in that show depends on Goku saving them because he is the only one that can defeat the most formidable foes who threaten the earth. That reminds me of that the only person who can defeat the most formidable foes is sin, death, and Satan is Jesus, who has defeated them through his life, death, and resurrection, and one day he is coming again to finish the job. If you're enjoying this video, make sure you hit a like and subscribe button. It really helps a lot in trying to make the anime characters relatable and point people to Jesus in this way. So appreciate your support. Hope you're enjoying the video. There's a lot we can pull from anime, especially in a world where anime is getting more popular. We do ourselves no favors by trying to shy away from great stories that people are connecting to. Rather, as Christians, being in the world and not of it, we should be able to take these stories that the manga artists tell and use them to point people to Jesus, the true hero. Colossians says, "He is the image of the visible God, the firstborn of all creation. For by him all things were created, in the heavens and on earth, visible and invisible, whether thrones or dominions or rulers or authorities. All things were created through him and for him." That means all things that even anime and all the stories he is over, and they too will also bow the knee to the one true hero. Let us not forget that the people that make these stories are made in the image of God, meaning that what they put in their stories reflect the imago Dei, but because of sin, it is not reflected in the right way. They ultimately need Jesus, and as Christians, we are called to go and tell them about Jesus in the hopes that they would come to know him and trust that the Holy Spirit would change their lives in every way. But I do think this is mostly a Romans 14 issue. Romans 14 says, "One person believes he may eat anything, while one who is weak eats only vegetables. One who eats must not look down on the one who does not eat, and one who does not eat must not judge one who does, because God has accepted him. Who are you to judge another's household servant? Before his own Lord he stands or falls, and he will stand, because the Lord is able to make him stand." How about instead of trying to avoid certain anime, how about you try to notice the redeemable aspects of a story or the characters and how they relate them to how we see the world as Christians and how Jesus came to save it. We don't do ourselves any favors by trying to reach the world for Jesus, by trying to advocate for a pure flicks version of anime. And besides, most of the stuff that we try to find ourselves trying to avoid is found in our Bibles. And we're not avoiding reading that. But glory be to God, God still uses it anyway to tell a story that ultimately points to how he's bringing himself into relationship with people.